And I wonder. Insert copyright violation here. This is an old song. Well, old by today's standards. This is Elton John from one of his less successful albums, actually. I think I'm probably the only person on earth that actually liked that one. Sorry, just a stupid thought. Now I gotta figure out what I want to eat. I'm hungry. I think I might. It's rare that I'm hungry. Usually, I guess the divorce diet is still a thing. I really haven't been eating much of anything. Sadly, not even pussy. But, oh well. Working on that. It's gonna be a while, I think. Wow. Now you can text apartment complexes to apply to rent. Okay, weird. Technology, how do you work? Text messages aren't too bad. I mean, it's been around for 20 years. It's kind of neat to see them automating more stuff with that. Like I like that my doctor confirms appointments now over text and email. They cover their bases. Actually had a house call today. A doctor actually came to the house and asked me lots of questions about my health and the medications I take. He drew some blood. Got it on the first try, too. Always impressed by a physician who can still draw blood and not suck at it. And took a urine sample, too. My God. Horrible music. Jesus, that poor car. But yeah, the doctor's visit was owing to an application I made for life insurance. Set something up, take care of some things. Well, more specifically, take care of some people. So on the off chance I keel over, there's a few people I want to make sure live a comfortable life. And now that I don't have an asshole ex to worry about trying to grab money out of my pocket, I can, afford to start doing stuff like that and take care of people who actually deserve it. I can never remember, is this a left turn or a right turn? I'm going to get in the middle lane. We'll see what happens. My goddamn toes are cramping. I think that means, what does that mean? Need more potassium? I think that's how that works. There's 4 Rivers. I was just encouraged to go over to 4 Rivers and get food. That sounds really good, but I'm not in the mood for barbecue. If you're ever in Central Florida and you're near Orlando, go to 4 Rivers. Started out as a single restaurant, barbecue, best beef brisket I've ever had. And their sauce is amazing. And it started out just as this little shop, or this restaurant in a shack, basically. And they got so popular that the line for the place would literally wrap around the block and extend out into a residential area. And it pissed off the neighbors because, they're cunts. You've got delicious barbecue right next door to your house, and you're pissed off because there's people standing, past your driveway. Like, go to the restaurant and say, hey, there's lots of people hanging around my house. Just hook me up with a pound of brisket. We'll call it good. Come on. This is a real easy problem to solve. But anyway, they basically outgrew that location. And not only did they have a constant line out the door into a neighborhood, no matter how much food they bought, raw food to supply the restaurant, they would run out. They would actually run out of food and have to start turning people away. They basically just once they ran out of brisket is basically when they shut down for the night. And so their posted hours, it literally became, they were open from 5 p.m. till we run out of food. That is how they built up a good reputation. So they expanded and ended up getting, they've built, I think, 5 restaurants now. Had them built. They didn't buy existing buildings. They bought property and they built it up, because that's how much money they made. And they're very nice restaurants now. It's still a takeout, but they've got, indoor seating, outdoor seating, and they've got these cool bakeries attached now too. And they make pretty good pastries, actually. But yeah, anyway. So what did I start babbling about? Oh, right, yeah, that Elton John album I was listening to when I hit record there. So yeah, that album was called The One. And I don't think there were any... Oh, god damn it, it's a right turn. I always fuck that up. I've been over here I want to say 6 or 7 times. I've spent far too much money on this particular hobby. Oh, of course you're going to ride right there, you bastard. Smell my anus, dickbag. Okay, now we're going the right way. I've been out here like 7, 8 times, and I always forget this. Right, that album. I don't think there was a single hit single awkward, from that album. It was just, there was one single, and it happened to be the song I was listening to, actually. And believe it or not, that song is the reason I bought my first Elton John album, and that was this one. And the song didn't hit. It was called Simple Life, in case you're curious. I don't think it hit very high on the charts, and it was the only song from the album that charted at all. And it didn't do too well, so it just sort of, vanished off the radar pretty quick. It wasn't a very popular album. There's a couple good songs on it. There's a few good songs, but they're not, not his best. The album that came after it was called Believe, I think. That's the one with the song, I believe in love, it's all we got. Yes, I butchered that on purpose. My singing isn't that bad. I gotta find some old recordings of that. A bunch. But anyway, yeah, so he kind of broke his bad album streak after Believe, because that was just also a single hit. And that one did get pretty high on the charts. That one did alright. And the thing about that is there were some other really good songs on that album, on Believe, that didn't get any attention. And it's fucking real bummer. The song I'm thinking of in particular is Belfast. It's just a beautiful song. He was always really good on the piano, and was no exception on this one either. Oh, so that's the musical trivia interlude for the trip home. Oh, I really enjoyed myself just now. Wow, that glare is bad. Let's adjust this so I can actually see that mirror. There we go. I gotta adjust that camera. Still gotta put the wires up in the trim so they're not just hanging down and look like a ghetto car. I'm at 99,771 miles on the odometer. Just 229 miles to go. And this thing hits 100,000. And that's officially when the battery and powertrain warranty goes kaput. So it'll be 100,001 miles when this car decides, okay, I'm done now, fuck you. Because I know my luck. Nah, I'm just kidding. This car's been a beast. Very happy with this machine. It's taken very good care of me. What color is that? I can't even see that. Oh, okay. Not a cop. That's all I care about. I am tired. I need to figure something out to eat. Four Rivers is off the menu because I passed it like 5 minutes ago and I'm not going back. That's an interesting bumper sticker. GPS speed monitor, do not tailgate. The funny thing is, the do not tailgate part is really small. I could only read it because I was next to the guy in the next lane over. People aren't always thinking straight when they, or not really planning ahead too much when they put signs or bumper stickers like that on their car. There's so much random shit you see when you're driving around. People get kind of tunnel vision. And it's a bad habit to get into. In fact, think about this. Think about how you act. And it's a hard habit to break if you've got it. But it's so rewarding to break out of this if you happen to do it. Tunnel vision meaning if you're driving, for example, if you're focused just on the road ahead of you, maybe checking the mirrors, and nothing else. And what I mean by that is, you're not looking at the stuff that you're passing, like on the side of the road, off the highway. I just passed a big-ass cross, an actual Christian cross. It's probably 100 feet tall. That, I think it's actually private. It's not a church either, it's like some dude's house. And he's obviously wealthy. If you can afford to build something like that, you're swimming in money. And if memory serves, he had a smaller one that he just put up in his backyard. You could see it from the freeway here, or the tollway, but it wasn't big. It was just big enough to see, and that was it. And I guess his neighbors or the state or somebody was a complete cocksucker and like took him to court over it. Probably some, fedora-wearing neckbeard decided, you can't put that up. That's religious. I hate religion. Fuck you. And yes, I'm aware that there are videos by yours truly on YouTube on this very account from like 10 years ago where I was a complete cocksucker about religion. I'm still an atheist, but, I was a dick. Fortunately, I got older and better, and that stopped. So yeah, somebody got a burr up their ass and decided to take him to court over, the lowercase t that he put in his backyard. And he won, because of course he did. It's private property, you can do what the fuck you want with it. And so, as a last great fuck you to the people that tried to force him to take down his cross, he had that 100-foot monster built and put up instead of the one they wanted to take down. Because, initially he's like, all right, I tell you what, even though I won this lawsuit, and legally have the right to put up something in my backyard, I'll take this one down and put up something different. And he did. So awesome. But yeah, you don't learn about stuff like that unless you see it. And then you get curious about it, and you're like, I wonder how that came about. And you don't do that if you don't pay attention, or at least a little bit, to the stuff that you see around you. And I know that's kind of I guess the habit is more common in younger people who grew up with smartphones. Because if you notice, people walk around just looking down now. People barely look where they're going, much less look at anything around them. And beyond this being a when I was your age kind of dumbass lecture, there's actually a very good practical reason. God, this guy's going slow. A good practical reason why you want to improve what they call your situational awareness. And that's the idea. It's one of those things that comes from military types. Well, it's something they teach in the military, of course, but it's also very beneficial, very useful for personal protection and personal security reasons. And it's not hard. You just you don't walk around staring at the ground or at your phone. Just fucking pay attention to what's around you. And that can actually stop or prevent an overwhelming amount of potential crime that could ever be perpetrated against you. They say, like, when you go take a self-defense course, people always get really huffy that, they don't really teach you ninja moves and really fancy ways of, flip a guy over, kick the guy in the nuts if he's trying to rape you. Like, that doesn't happen. They don't teach fancy flips and kicks and punches. Here's how to knock a guy out with 2 fingers. Like, well, okay, you can poke him in the eyes, but whatever. If you've got one hand and one shot, go for the nuts. I mean, that's not a joke. I mean, that's not a meme for no reason. But no, what they teach you instead is that a lot of crime is sort of a crime of opportunity. It's pretty rare for somebody to just decide, okay, I'm going to get my gun and I'm going to go out and find some random jackass, stick my gun in their face, and tell them to give me their money. It happens, but it doesn't happen as much as you might think. Now, people do get robbed at gunpoint. But you know who do? The people who do tend to get robbed at gunpoint, more often than not, random idiots that are walking around staring at their phones and not paying any attention to what's going on around them. Because I guarantee you, you can walk through a shitty neighborhood, even if you're the wrong skin color, like, me, taking a trip through, Compton, or Queens, or Harlem. Bad idea. But I can do it, as long as I fucking pay attention. If I just walk through with my head down, staring at my phone, I'm gonna get fucking mugged. There's no question. But if my head's up and I'm walking confidently and I'm paying attention to the people around me and what's going on, who's doing what, noticing whether people are watching me, that's an important detail. These are all just things that you're aware of if you're actually looking around instead of just laser focused on the road or staring at your phone. It's such a simple thing. And so many people don't do it that they really do make themselves targets. And so what ends up happening, a place like, those neighborhoods like Harlem, Queens, Compton, they're bad neighborhoods. Not as much now as they used to be, but they're still, you wouldn't want to hang out there. But what happens is people that live and frequent those areas, they're not stupid. If they see someone who's obviously out of place and looks like they don't belong there, and looks like they might have some money, fuck it, go rob them. What the hell are they going to do? If you get mugged in one of those neighborhoods, then you call the cops and whine, I got mugged in Compton. Cop's going to ask you, fucking idiot, what were you doing in Compton? We're not coming down there. Go fuck yourself. But people will do it because it's an opportunity. That's a crime of opportunity. You're dumb enough to show up there and look out of place and nervous and anxious. You're probably stupid enough to be carrying a wad of cash too. And so they'll will take advantage. Who wouldn't? It's a crime, but come on. It makes perfect sense why somebody would do it. But at the same, if you're strolling through confident, head up, paying attention, people aren't going to screw with you. There's no reason to. You're not an opportunity, not an easy one. You're still an opportunity. Because you obviously don't live there, and people know that. But you're more aware of your surroundings. You're not nearly as likely to allow somebody to just sneak up on you unawares. I mean, you're gonna be aware of it if somebody starts walking a bit too close to you, or a crowd starts following you, going the same direction you're going. And maybe they don't care that you know. But more often than not, just the simple fact that you're looking around, paying attention, maybe even giving a friendly nod or even a wave to somebody, being polite, like, "Evening, how's it going?" They may look at you funny and think you're an idiot for walking around there, but you're paying attention to your surroundings, so you're more aware of what's going on, and that makes you a much less juicy target. So that's the practical reason not to have tunnel vision and to try paying attention more to what's going on around you. But then that's the practical shit. The more rewarding reason is just that you get to see more of the world around you. There's just so much cool shit everywhere. It doesn't matter where you are, there is something amazing that you haven't seen yet. It could be a really cool plant that you've never seen before, or it could be a crack whore giving a guy a blowjob in a car off some side street off OBT, and them getting busted by an aggressive cop because they got nothing better to do. You may not have wanted to see it, but it is still pretty fucking amazing. And yes, I do actually speak from experience. I did indeed. I saw a guy and the streetwalker that he picked up. I saw him get busted. They dragged them both to jail, impounded his car and everything. Polk County does not fuck around with prostitution, man. They take that seriously. I mean, you've got a better chance getting away with robbing a fucking bank at gunpoint in Polk County than you do picking up a streetwalker and getting a blowy. Man, they come down hard. And no, I was not involved in that situation. I just happened to be in a spot where I could see it go down. I mean, this is what happens when you blindly follow Google and let it guide you home from IKEA. Usually it'll take you up I-4 or John Young Parkway, but there was some accident on... No, there were accidents on I-4. Consent. I'm not explaining that either. Read between the lines. Shouldn't be too hard to figure that one out. But no, there was an accident on I-4 and on John Young Parkway. And so the next best route was OBT. Orange Blossom Trail, sorry. For those who aren't local to Orlando, which is everyone watching this. Yeah, every major city has that street where it's all shitty, crappy motels that charge by the hour, and there are women of ill repute who they don't really dress up; they just kind of dress down and walk the streets. And you pull up, and you can say, "Hey, how much for 15 minutes?" And yeah, I don't know how that really works. I've never partaken in the street hobby, but OBT, Orange Blossom Trail, that's Orlando's The Road, or that road. So yeah, lots of streetwalkers and Johns. You drive up, haggle a price, she gets in, you go park somewhere, and you hope you don't get robbed in the time it takes her to suck you off in the car. And if you're really going to be classy with a streetwalker, you can really impress her by springing for a hotel room or a motel room. Pay for a couple hours. Ooh la la. So yeah, I'm driving back from IKEA on OBT, and I was just past the Florida Mall, because that is where the big chunk of it is concentrated. And there were plenty of cops. I noticed there was a lot of cops patrolling, and I thought, okay, this is a bit weird. And it didn't connect in my head that I was in that area. I was just, tunnel vision on my fucking phone, trying to figure out exactly how it was getting me back home. And then breaking my own rule, right? I should be paying attention to my surroundings and not just the phone. And I did start looking up when I noticed, okay, there's a lot of cops around. What's going on? And then I saw like two of them light up their red and blue lights, and they just, they took off so fast. Down OBT at like 3 blocks, and they blasted off to a side street. I'm like, what the fuck's going on up there? I hope I get to see it. And then a red light stopped me, which really pissed me off. Like, I'm gonna miss what they were doing. But no, light turned green. I rolled through it and got to the next intersection, which is where they had turned. And I was the first one at the light, and it turned red. I'm like, fuck it, damn it. Then I look over to the right. Oh, there's cops. I see there's like 3 cars. All their lights are going. And there's this, mid-sized sedan, decent car, sitting in front that has been pulled over. And there's a guy sitting on the curb in handcuffs. And there's a girl sitting on the sidewalk in handcuffs. Busted! And, she was dressed like a hooker. Come on. And he was dressed like like a guy. And oh man, the look on his face. You could she's a streetwalker. She knows this game. I mean, she's had this happen before. She knows how it works. She's like, all right, god damn it, just get it over with. Take me in, get me booked. And it's a prostitution sting. They don't give a fuck. They don't hold them for very long. They just bond out. Hell, if they're working for a pimp, the pimp will just bail them out with cash. Otherwise, they know a bail bondsman. Half of them are fucking bail bondsmen. So. I know that sounds crude, but it's the truth. A lot of women get by with they get a lot of services without paying cash. Let's put it that way. But yeah, the guy, this was clearly his first time getting a free visit to the clink. And the look on his face, holy shit. Not mortified, but, which, you should be. If you're stupid enough to get caught with a streetwalker, you done fucked up. You done goofed. I should have said. But no, he didn't have the sense to be mortified. He was rather terrified. Like, oh my god, I just got busted. And I'm thinking, yeah, you dumb shit. You just got busted in in fucking Polk County. They're going to run you through the ringer. I think they're harder on Johns than they are on the women. Which is kind of fucked up. I still think they should just legalize it across the board anyway. You legalize it, and that gets rid of a whole bunch of the sex trafficking element of prostitution. Gets a whole lot of women out of some bad situations if you legalize it. Because as it stands, they're afraid to go to the cops. So if, you go to some woman's place, or you pick a woman up off the street, and you take her somewhere, beat the shit out of her, rape her, and leave, and don't even pay her, I mean, yeah, you're a monster, but she's in anywhere but Nevada, she can't really, what is she going to do? Go to the police? If she goes to the police and tells them what happened, okay, fine. She might actually find an officer that gives a shit. And here's a hint: most of them don't. Because cops tend to look down on prostitutes. Not entirely without reason, but it's still pretty shitty. But they're less likely to help her and try to find who did it, and they're more likely to fucking arrest her for admitting to, paying or accepting money for sex. It's fucking ridiculous. And that's what happens when it's not legal. When you criminalize it, women don't have legal protection against, having violent sex crimes committed against them. And I think that's shitty. Hey, it's another kitty. Which one is this? That's the scaredy cat. Yeah, that's the girl that always runs. I saw my blue guy this morning. Notice how I segued from talking about hookers to cats? Oh, there's Blue. Hi, Blue. Let's see if he'll come to me. Power off the car. And we'll go check this out. Hello, welcome to the inside of my car. Wow, that brake farted. That's a new one. Let's go check this out. First, there's this kitty. Oh, it's okay. Don't panic. Hi, girl. See her there in the right dead center. It's okay, baby. I'll go get you food in a minute. I'm capturing your soul. Now let's see if Blue Guy wants to come say hi. There's Blue Dude. Lock the car. Go. Hi, bud. How you doing? Good boy. What you doing? How's it going? Good boy. Come here, sweetie. Come on, bud. Oh, come here, honey. It's okay. Come here, baby. This is the one I'm trying to convince to come live with me. Can I get closer? Hi. Good boy. Come here, baby. Come here, sweetie. I don't have food this instant, but I could bring you some. Come here, bud. Come here, sweetie. Come here, baby. It's okay. You're a good boy. Come here, babe. Come on. Can I get closer? Nope. Come here. It's okay. Come here, baby. I won't hurt you. Okay. I'll go put out some food for you. Relax. Let's see if this one's out here still. Yep, she's there. It's okay. Don't worry. She's so cute. It's okay. It's just a camera. It doesn't really steal souls. You're a good girl. I'll get you some food. Oh, look at that. Look who's peeking around that shrub. It's Mr. Blue. Here he comes. Hi, guy. See, I'm making some headway with him. Come here, baby. Come on. Neighbors think I'm insane. Come here, big guy. Come on. The other one's still peeking around the wall side of the house at me, too. Okay, I'll go get you food. I'll be right back, big guy. Okay, enough of that. So that's the front of my house. If you ever decide to come shoot me, this is the door to look for. So stupid. Anyway, that's me and my insane, exciting cat life. Catch you guys later. Take care.